Hello dears. Welcome to my channel. I am Job, your old friend. Do you remember me? How are you doing? I am so happy to have you here. I'm excited to chat with you. What would you like to discuss today? Today, I want to share a story with you. This story will help you a lot, both to improve all your English skills and to stay strong in the face of life. It is a story of happiness and sadness, of courage and fear, of certainty and doubt, of success and failure, of hope and disappointment. It is a story that shows how life is a mix of emotions and challenges, but with patience and determination, we can overcome anything and grow stronger. This is a story about a young boy who was born in a small town in America. Life was hard for him and his family. Every day, they worked very hard just to survive. But the boy had a dream. His dream was to solve his problems and make a better life for himself and his family. This is what he shared with me about his motivational story. I was the oldest child in my family. I had a younger sister, and my father worked very hard every day. My father was a janitor. He cleaned floors, walls, and windows in an office building. He did not make much money, but he did his best to support us. Every morning, he left home early before the sun came up and came back late at night. Very tired. I knew my father was doing everything he could for our family. My mother stayed home to take care of me and my sister. My mother was very loving. She always tried to make the best of everything. She cooked our food, washed our clothes, and helped me with my homework. Even though we had very little, she often said, "We have each other." And that is enough. I could tell she was trying to make me feel better, but I could also see the sadness in her eyes. We lived in a small house. The walls were not thick, and it was cold inside. In the winter, the roof would let water in when it rained, and we used large containers to catch the water. Our furniture was old, and we didn't have many things. We couldn't buy new clothes, so I often wore clothes that were too small for me or had rips in them. Every day, I went to school, but it was hard for me. My family did not have enough money to buy new clothes or a good bag. I carried my books in an old bag that was ripped, and my shoes were too small. Some kids at school saw this and made fun of me. "Look at his shoes. They are broken," one boy said loudly, and the others laughed. I felt very embarrassed, but I stayed quiet. I did not want to fight. I just wanted them to stop. I was very quiet in class and did not talk much. I felt different from the other kids. They wore nice clothes, had new shoes, and carried cool bags. They never worried about money like I did. I often felt sad and lonely because my family had so many problems. I did not want anyone to know about my struggles, so I stayed quiet. Life was not easy, but I had a big dream. I wanted to help my family. I wanted to make life better for my parents and my little sister. I wanted them to feel proud of me. I was not sure how I could do it, but I made a promise to myself. One day, I will find a way. One afternoon, I sat at home and thought about my future. I looked around our small house. I saw my mother washing clothes by hand because we did not have a washing machine. My little sister was sitting on the floor, drawing with crayons on old scraps of paper. I thought about my father, who was working late at night to earn money for us. I said to myself, I want to help my family. I want to make their lives better. I want them to feel happy and not worry about money anymore. I had a strong wish in my heart to change my life. I did not want to feel bad for myself or give up. I decided to work hard to make my dream come true. At school, my teacher noticed that I was a quiet and serious student. The teacher was kind and cared about helping all of us do our best. One day, my teacher saw me sitting by myself. I looked sad and deep in thought. The teacher walked over and sat beside me. "Hello, how are you?" the teacher asked softly. I looked up, surprised. I did not think my teacher would notice me. I gave a small smile and said, "I am fine." But the teacher could see that I was not fine. The teacher could tell I was carrying a lot of worry. My teacher gently placed a hand on my shoulder and said, "Life can be hard sometimes, but you are not alone. If you ever want to talk, I am here for you." I felt warm inside because of the teacher's kindness. I wanted to share my family's struggles, but I felt shy and embarrassed. I did not want anyone to feel sorry for me, so I stayed quiet. A few days later, my teacher asked me to stay after class. I felt worried, thinking I might be in trouble, but the teacher had a kind surprise for me. "I need someone to help clean the classroom after school. Would you like to help? I can give you a little money each week," the teacher said with a smile. I was surprised and excited. I had not expected this kind of offer. I thought about how I could use the money to buy books or things I needed for school. I quickly said yes. From that day, I stayed after school to help clean. I swept the floor, wiped the desks, and put the chairs in order. The work was not easy, but I did not mind. I felt happy because I could earn some money. I saved every coin I earned and felt proud of myself. Even though it was just a little, I was helping my family. The more I worked and saved, the more I believed in my dream. I wanted to finish school, go to college, and get a good job. I wanted to take care of my family and make them proud. I wanted to buy my mother a washing machine so she would not have to wash clothes by hand. I wanted to get my sister new crayons and paper for her drawings. And I wanted to give my father a break from his tiring work. But I knew that if I wanted to make my dream come true, I had to work hard in school. I could not waste time or feel bad for myself. I had to stay focused and keep going. My family was counting on me. Every day, I went to school, helped my teacher after class, and then went home to study. I worked on my math, practiced reading, and made sure to do all my homework. I wanted to learn as much as I could because I believed that education was the way to a better life. Life was still not easy. My family was still poor, and we still had hard times. But I felt hope in my heart. I was determined to keep going. I knew this was just the beginning of my journey, and I was ready for any challenges ahead. I was strong and brave, and I knew I would find a way to succeed. This was the start of my journey. A story of a boy with a big dream, a kind teacher, and a heart full of hope. My journey had only just begun, but I was ready to work hard and make my dream come true. I believed in myself, and that belief gave me the courage to take the first step. I kept working hard every day. I saved every dollar I earned from helping my teacher, and I studied as much as I could. My dream of helping my family grew stronger with each passing day. But soon, new challenges would test my courage and determination. One morning, as I was getting ready for school, I heard my parents talking softly in the kitchen. Their voices sounded serious and worried. Curious, I moved closer to hear what they were saying. "We do not have enough money to pay all the bills this month," my father said, his voice tired and sad. "And the landlord has already warned us about last month's rent." My mother breathed deeply, looking worried. "I know. I tried to save some money, but everything costs so much. I don't know how much longer we can keep going like this." Hearing this made my heart feel heavy. I knew my family was having a hard time, but this was the first time I really understood how serious it was. I felt very sad, but I quickly pushed the feeling away. I didn't want my parents to know I had heard them. I went back to my room, grabbed my school bag, and quietly left the house. At school, I couldn't concentrate. I kept thinking about my family and the money problems we had. The thought of losing our home scared me. I didn't know what we would do if we didn't have a place to live. Later that day, while I was cleaning the classroom, the teacher noticed I wasn't acting like myself. The teacher had become someone I trusted and could tell something was wrong. "Are you okay?" the teacher asked kindly. I wasn't sure what to say, but I felt like I needed to tell someone. I looked up at the teacher and said, "I'm scared, sir. My family is having a hard time with money, and I don't know how to help them," I said. The teacher nodded and thought for a moment. "I understand. Life can be really tough sometimes, especially for families who don't have much. But remember, you are already doing a lot to help. Every little thing you do matters." The teacher paused for a moment and then said, "If you keep working hard and stay focused on your studies, you will be able to help your family more in the future. Don't lose hope." Those words made me feel better. I thanked the teacher and promised myself that I would work even harder. I knew I couldn't fix all of my family's problems right now, but I could keep going, one step at a time. The days passed and I kept working and studying. But one afternoon, as I was walking home from school, I heard loud voices coming from my house. I hurried inside to see what was going on. Inside, I saw my parents arguing with the landlord. The landlord looked very angry, and my father was trying to explain that they needed more time to pay the rent. "I have been patient long enough," the landlord said. "If you don't pay me by the end of the month, you will have to leave." My mother looked sad, and my father looked tired. They didn't know where to go, and the thought of losing our home was frightening. I stood there feeling both angry and sad. I wanted to help, but I felt so small and weak. After the landlord left, my father sat on the chair with his head down. My mother's eyes were full of tears. It was a very hard moment for all of us. That night, I lay in bed. I could not sleep, thinking about what I could do to help. I knew I had to stay strong for my family. I could not give up. I remembered what my teacher had said. Every small step matters. Then an idea came to my mind. At school, I had seen some kids selling candies and small snacks to earn money. Maybe I could try that too. It would not be a lot, but every little bit could make a difference. The next morning, I used some of my saved money to buy a few snacks. After school, I started selling them to my schoolmates. At first, I felt shy and nervous. I did not know if anyone would buy from me, but slowly, a few other kids started to support me. They knew I was trying hard and wanted to help. Little by little, I made some money. It was not a lot, but I felt proud. I was doing my best to help my family. Some of my friends saw how hard I worked and bought snacks from me just to show their support. I felt very thankful for their kindness. As weeks passed, I saved enough money to help my parents pay part of the rent. It was not a lot, but it made a difference. When I gave the money to my parents, they were surprised. "Where did you get this money?" my mother asked, her eyes wide. I told them how I had been selling snacks at school and saving all the money I earned. My parents were so moved that they started crying. They hugged me tightly. They felt proud of me. They saw I was no longer just a child. I was growing into someone with a big heart and strong determination. My father looked at me and said, "You are a blessing to our family. You have given us hope when we needed it most." Hearing those words made me so happy. I knew I was helping, even in a small way. I promised myself that I would keep working hard no matter what. Life was still tough, and many challenges remained, but I felt stronger and more confident than before. I believed that if I kept working hard, I could reach my dreams. I was no longer just a quiet kid from a struggling family. I had a goal, and I believed I could make things better for my family. Every morning, I woke up with hope in my heart. I knew my journey would not be easy, but I was ready to keep trying. I wanted to help my family and build a better future, no matter how difficult things became. I promised myself that I would not give up. As time went on, I continued selling snacks at school and doing small jobs for my teacher to earn a little extra money. Every coin I made went toward helping my family. Life was still full of struggles, but I felt proud knowing I was doing my best to support my parents and sister. One afternoon, as I was walking home from school, I saw some older boys bullying a younger kid. They had taken his backpack and were pushing him around. Seeing this made me feel angry. I remembered the times when I had felt weak and scared, too. Without thinking, I stepped forward. "Stop it! Leave him alone," I shouted, surprising even myself. The older boys turned to face me, looking annoyed. "And what are you going to do about it?" one of them said with a smirk. I did not know what I would do, but my heart was racing. Still, I stood tall and said, "It is not right to hurt someone smaller than you." The older boys paused, looking at each other. For a moment, I thought they might come after me. But instead, they laughed and threw the boy's backpack on the ground before walking away. When they were gone, I picked up the boy's backpack and handed it to him. He looked up at me with a shy smile. "Thank you," he said quietly. His name was Ben. And from that day, we became friends. Ben did not have many friends, and neither did I. As we spent more time together, Ben saw how hard I worked, both at school and after school. One day, he asked me, "Why do you work so much?" I told him about my family's problems and my dream of making their lives better. Ben listened closely, and I could see respect in his eyes. "You're really strong," he said. "I don't think I could do all that." I smiled and replied, "You never know what you can do until you try." Having Ben as a friend made my days feel less lonely. For the first time, I had someone to talk to about my dreams and struggles, someone who understood and encouraged me. One day, during a school assembly, the principal announced a special contest. It was a writing competition, and the winner would get a scholarship for a summer program. The program could help students improve their skills and prepare for bigger opportunities. When I heard this, my heart started beating fast. Winning this could be a chance to change my life. I spent all my free time working on my essay. I wrote and rewrote it, putting all my feelings and hopes into every sentence. I wanted to make my story stand out, to show how much I believed in a better future. Ben was there for me the whole time. He read my drafts and gave me advice. "This is so good," Ben said after reading one version. "You're going to win. I just know it." His words made me smile, and I felt lucky to have his support. I knew it would not be easy to win, but I also knew I had to give it my best shot. Finally, the day of the contest came. I handed in my essay, feeling both excited and nervous. Now, all I could do was wait and hope. The days went by, and I kept myself busy. I worked hard at school, sold snacks, and helped my family. But every night, I thought about the scholarship. I tried not to hope too much, but deep down, I dreamed of winning. One morning, the principal called me to his office. My heart was pounding as I walked in. I did not know what to expect. The principal smiled and said, "Congratulations. You won the writing contest." I could not believe it. For a moment, I stood there in shock. I had done it. My hard work had paid off. I thanked the principal and hurried home to tell my family. When I told them, my parents hugged me tightly. My mother had tears in her eyes and said, "You have made us so proud. This is just the beginning for you." Winning the scholarship made me feel stronger. It gave me hope that my dreams could come true one day. I knew I still had a long way to go, but this was a big step forward. As part of the scholarship, I went to a summer program where I learned new things and met students who had similar dreams. For the first time, I was around people who believed in me and pushed me to aim higher. When I came back to school after the program, I felt like a new person. I felt more confident, stronger, and full of hope for the future. I saw that even though my life had been hard, all the struggles had made me better, but life still had more challenges for me. One evening, I came home and saw my parents looking worried. They had gotten a letter saying my father's work was closing down. He would lose his job, and this would make it even harder for us. This news was tough. For the first time in a long time, I felt really sad. I had been working so hard, and just when things seemed to be getting better, something else went wrong. But then I remembered everything I'd been through. I remembered helping my family, winning the scholarship, and facing many tough times before. I took a deep breath and told myself that I would keep going and find a way. Just like I always did. I decided to find more ways to make money. I started helping neighbors with small jobs, fixing things around the house, and tutoring younger kids after school. People heard about it, and soon more asked for my help. Through all this hard work, I earned enough to support my family. Even with my father not working, my family was proud of me. My father, in particular, was deeply moved by my strength and determination. One night he sat with me and said, "You are our light, our hope. You have shown us that even when things are hard, there is always a way forward. We are so thankful for you." Hearing this made me feel proud of myself. I knew my journey was not finished, but I also knew I had the strength to face whatever came next. Each day, I grew stronger, more determined, and filled with hope. Life would still challenge me, but I was ready. I knew I had the courage to overcome anything. My journey was one of strength, hope, and family. As the days passed, I continued to work hard and support my family. My father eventually found a new job at a local repair shop, which helped ease our financial struggles. But life in our community was still uncertain. One day, while working with a neighbor, I overheard a conversation about a local youth program that helped young people find jobs and improve their skills. The program was starting a new session soon, and it seemed like a great opportunity. I thought about it for a while. It could help me earn more money and also learn things that would help my future. After talking to my parents, I decided to sign up. They were proud of me for wanting to take the next step. "This could be good for you," my mother said with a smile. "It will help you become even better." The first day of the program arrived, and I felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. As I entered the community center, I saw many other kids waiting. Some were chatting with each other, while others seemed as nervous as I was. I took a deep breath, reminding myself that we were all there to learn and grow. The program director greeted us and explained what we would do over the next few weeks. We would focus on learning job skills, teamwork, and how to create resumes. I listened carefully, feeling determined to learn as much as possible. This was a chance to build a better future for myself and support my family more. In the days that followed, I made some new friends in the program. One of them, Sam, shared a story like mine. Sam's family also faced challenges, and he was working hard to make a better life for himself. We quickly became close, our friendship growing stronger each day. As part of the program, we were divided into groups to work on a community project. We chose to clean up a park in the neighborhood that had been neglected. The park was important to the community, and everyone agreed that it deserved to be taken care of. On the day of the project, I arrived early, feeling both excited and nervous. We all had gloves on and carried bags to pick up trash. We cleaned up the park, planted flowers, and painted benches. It felt good to see the park start to look better, and I could see how proud everyone was. While working, we shared our stories, dreams, and the things we struggled with. I found out that Sam wanted to be a mechanic, and he learned that my dream was to help my family. We both encouraged each other, working hard for a better future. But things didn't go as expected. A few days into the project, a storm came. It ruined our work and made the park look messy again. The sky became dark and heavy rain poured down, soaking us completely. I felt so disappointed as I looked at the park. We had worked hard, and now it was all ruined. Some of the kids complained. What's the point? We worked so hard, and it was for nothing. One boy cried angrily, but I didn't let that stop me. We can clean it again, I said, trying to encourage everyone. It's just a small setback. We can't stop now. This park is important to our community. Sam agreed. Yeah, let's show everyone we won't give up. We can make this park beautiful again. Their words made everyone feel stronger. Little by little, we all began to pick up the pieces. We didn't just pick up trash. We picked up our spirits. Even though the rain ruined our work, it wouldn't stop us. The next weekend, we went back to the park, ready to finish what we started. The sun was shining, and we felt ready to go. This time, we worked even harder. We laughed, told stories, and made memories while fixing up the park. When we finished, the park looked amazing. It was full of flowers, clean benches, and happy laughter. The community came together to celebrate the park. The mayor thanked us for our hard work, and everyone clapped for us. At that moment, I felt so proud. We had turned a problem into something good, and I realized that working together made us all stronger. As the weeks went by, the program kept giving me new chances to learn. I learned how to do job interviews, write a resume, and even practice speaking. Each session made me feel more confident. I was learning new skills, and I was also making new friends in my community. I wanted to do more. With support from Sam and the program leaders, I started looking for part-time jobs. I felt ready to go out and show what I could do. I went to a few interviews, and each time I learned something new, even if I didn't get the job. One day, after a tough interview, I went home feeling down. I had worked hard to prepare, but I still didn't get the job. I sat on the stairs outside my house, feeling sad. My father saw me and came over, noticing how upset I looked. "What's wrong?" he asked, sitting beside me. "I tried so hard, Dad. I thought I had a good chance, but I didn't get the job," I said, my voice trembling. "I'm so tired of failing." My father put an arm around me. "Listen, son. Everyone who succeeds has faced failure. It's part of life. What matters is that you get up and try again. Look at how far you have come." Hearing my father's words gave me hope again. I realized that it was okay to feel upset sometimes, but what mattered most was what I did next. I took a deep breath, nodded, and understood the lesson. With a new sense of determination, I went back to the program, focusing on getting better. I practiced my interview skills, worked on speaking confidently, and kept learning. Each day gave me a new chance to grow. One afternoon, I got a call from a local grocery store about a job. They wanted to interview me. I felt nervous, but excited. This could be the opportunity I had been hoping for. On the day of the interview, I dressed my best and practiced what I would say. I walked into the store with a mix of fear and hope. The manager greeted me with a smile, and as we talked, I started to feel calmer. After the interview, I walked out of the store feeling proud of myself, no matter what happened. A few days later, the store called. "Congratulations. We would like to offer you the job," the manager said. I couldn't believe it. I had done it. All my hard work had finally paid off, and I felt so happy. I ran home to share the good news. My parents were so excited and hugged me tightly. "We are so proud of you," my mom said, with tears of joy in her eyes. The job at the grocery store was a big opportunity for me, and I felt like I was finally getting closer to my dreams. I knew this was just the start of a long journey, but I was ready for whatever challenges came my way. Each time I faced a new challenge, I learned something important about myself and the power of perseverance. I knew that with hard work, determination, and the support of my friends and family, I could overcome anything. My journey had been full of both good and tough times, but now I was on the path to a brighter future. The excitement of starting my new job gave me a burst of energy and hope. This was an important step for me and my family. I wanted to show not just others, but also myself, that I could succeed. The next day, I started my first shift, excited to learn as much as I could. The store was crowded, with people shopping for their groceries. I was given the task of working at the checkout counter, scanning items and helping customers. At first, I felt nervous. What if I made a mistake? What if the customers were unfriendly? But I took a deep breath, reminded myself of all the hard work I had done so far, and told myself I could handle it. As the day passed, I started to feel more comfortable. The customers were kind, and my coworkers were helpful. They showed me how to use the register and how to talk to customers. I learned how to smile, greet people with warmth, and help them to find what they needed. One day, a little girl came to my checkout line with her mother. She held a bright red balloon, her face glowing with excitement. "Look at my balloon," she said, bouncing up and down. I smiled, feeling my heart warm. "That is such a pretty balloon. Did you get it from a party?" I asked. "Yes," she giggled. "I love balloons." Her happiness was so bright it made me smile even more. It reminded me of when I was a child, playing with balloons and feeling free. I realized how good it felt to make someone happy, even in small ways. As I got used to my job, I started taking on more tasks. The manager saw how hard I worked and how I always stayed positive. One afternoon, she called me into her office. "You are doing great," she said with a kind smile. "I want to offer you a chance to work in the stockroom. It will give you more experience and better pay." My heart beat fast with excitement. "Yes, I would love to," I replied quickly. Working in the stockroom was a whole new challenge. I learned how to sort items, keep track of supplies, and make sure the shelves stayed full. The job was tough, but I enjoyed it. It felt good to know I was helping the store run smoothly. Still, the new role came with its own struggles. The hours were long, and I often came home feeling very tired. Sometimes I found it hard to manage my time between work, helping my family, and attending the program. But I kept reminding myself why I was doing this. It was a big step for me and my family. I wanted to show myself, and everyone else, that I could succeed no matter how hard it got. One evening, I sat at the dinner table, looking at my parents. I am really busy with work in the program. I want to help you both, but it feels hard, I admitted, feeling the weight of everything I was trying to do. My dad smiled and placed his hand on my shoulder. We are proud of you. Remember, you do not have to do everything alone. We are here to help. We are a team. His words made me feel lighter. I realized I could lean on my family, just as they leaned on me. Together, we could handle anything. Over the next few weeks, I learned how to balance things better. I started planning my time so I could manage work, family, and also take care of myself. I took short breaks at work, spent time talking and laughing with my parents, and even found moments to relax. At the youth program, I continued to meet new friends and learn useful skills. We talked about our dreams and plans, giving each other motivation. I felt inspired and supported by the people around me, which gave me the energy to keep moving forward. One day, the program coordinator shared exciting news. We are planning a job fair next month. It will be a great chance for all of you to meet employers and practice your interview skills, she announced. My heart raced with excitement. This could be the perfect opportunity to explore new job options and continue growing. I signed up right away and started preparing. I practiced how to introduce myself confidently, worked on improving my resume, and even asked friends for feedback to make sure I was ready. On the day of the job fair, I walked into the busy community center, feeling excited but nervous. The room was filled with booths from different companies and young people like me, eager to find opportunities. I went to a booth for a local restaurant and spoke with the manager. As we talked about my skills and goals, I felt my confidence grow. Each conversation taught me something new and made me feel more prepared. By the end of the day, I felt proud. Meeting others with similar dreams gave me hope and reminded me to keep working hard for my future. At the end of the day, I went home feeling proud of myself. I had faced challenges, met new people, and learned lessons that would help me in the future. Even though I did not get a job offer right away, I knew I was on the right path. As time passed, I balanced my work at the grocery store with other responsibilities. One afternoon, while organizing the stockroom, I overheard two customers talking about how tough it was for young people in the community to find jobs. An idea popped into my mind. Maybe I could help. After my shift, I spoke with my manager. What if we start a mentorship program here? We could teach job skills and help others get opportunities, I said. My manager liked the idea. That sounds amazing. Let us work on it together, she said. Feeling excited, I began planning the program. I reached out to schools and local groups to involve more people. I wanted to create a place where young people could learn, grow, and feel supported. Just like I had been, I knew small steps could lead to big changes. The day of the mentorship program launch finally came. I stood in front of a group of young people at the store, feeling both excited and nervous. Thank you all for being here. I began. "I know it can be hard to find chances to grow. This program is here to help you learn, connect, and believe in yourself. We are all in this together." The group listened carefully, their faces full of hope. I shared my story, how I struggled to get a job, then worked hard to change my life. As the program went on, I saw the group start to come together. They practiced for interviews, worked on resumes, and talked about their goals. It made me happy to see their confidence grow with every session. Months went by, and the mentorship program grew stronger. The store received more praise from the community. Young people were landing jobs, and many shared their thanks for the help and guidance they received. One evening, as he thought about how far he had come, he realized that he had not only changed his own life, but also made a difference in others' lives. He felt proud of the impact he was having on his community. Looking back on his journey, from facing difficulties to overcoming them, he saw how important resilience and support had been. He knew that life would always have its challenges, but with determination and the love of his family and friends, anything was possible. Filled with hope, he looked ahead to the future. He dreamed of going to college, continuing to improve, and making a difference in the world. He was ready to face whatever came next, knowing that he could overcome any challenge. And so my story continues. A story of hope, friendship, and staying strong. As the sun set, painting the sky with orange and pink colors, I sat on the porch of my family home. The warm air made me feel calm, and I took a deep breath. It had been a hard but amazing journey. I smiled, thinking about everything I had done. The mentorship program was growing. Every week, young people came to the store to learn and dream about their future. They practiced for interviews, worked on their resumes, and shared their hopes. Seeing their progress made me so happy. Many of them got jobs, and I felt proud to help them. I remembered a shy girl who was too scared to speak in a group. Now she works at a cafe and smiles with confidence. She often shares her story to help others face their fears, showing me how much good we can do when we believe in each other. Moments like these reminded me why I started the program in the first place. My parents were just as proud. They often joined me at the store, helping with tasks and supporting my efforts. My dad would say, "You are making a difference in this community, and we are proud of you." Their kind words gave me strength to keep going, even on the hard days. One evening, after a great mentorship session, I received an email from a local community college. They had heard about my program and wanted to partner with me to offer classes on job skills and life lessons. I felt a wave of excitement as I read the message. This could help even more young people find their way. "Mom, Dad, you will not believe this," I shouted, rushing into the kitchen. "What is it?" my mom asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. "I just got an email from the community college. They want to partner with us to offer classes for our mentorship program," I exclaimed, unable to hide my excitement. My parents exchanged proud smiles. "That is incredible," my dad said, pulling me into a big hug. "You are really making a difference." Over the next few weeks, we met with the college staff to plan everything. We talked about workshops, guest speakers, and fun activities, to help young people learn important skills. This new partnership would give so many young people the support they needed to grow. As the program grew, I also wanted to improve myself. I signed up for evening classes at the community college to study business management. I knew learning more would help me make the program even better. It was hard to balance work, school, and family, but I was determined. Each night, after long hours at the store, I sat at my desk with my textbooks and notes. I often felt tired, but thinking about my dreams gave me the energy to keep going. I wanted to create a brighter future, not just for me, but for everyone around me. One evening, as I was studying for an exam, I had a text from one of the young women in the program. I just got accepted to the community college. "Thank you for believing in me," she wrote. My heart filled with pride. "You did this. I am so proud of you," I replied, grinning from ear to ear. Her success showed how much our hard work had paid off. As months passed, I thought about my journey with gratitude. I remembered the days when I doubted myself and felt scared, the moments when giving up seemed easier. But I had learned that every challenge could help me grow, and that having family and friends to support me made all the difference. One evening, I planned a special celebration to celebrate the achievements of the young people who had been part of the mentorship program. I invited everyone for an evening of celebration, snacks, and appreciation. The store buzzed with energy as the young people and their families gathered. Laughter filled the store, creating a lively and cheerful atmosphere. Standing at the front, I looked at the group with pride and a warm smile. "Thank you all for coming," I said, my voice filled with emotion. This program is about more than just jobs. It is about supporting each other and building a brighter future together. I handed out certificates to each participant, acknowledging their dedication and progress. Seeing their joyful smiles filled me with pride and gratitude. It was a moment of connection, a reminder of the positive change we had all worked to create. As the evening went on, I thought about the future and what it could hold. I imagined expanding the mentorship program, offering more workshops, connecting with local businesses, and maybe even creating a scholarship fund to help young people with their education. With the help of my family, friends, and the community, I was sure we could achieve great things. I felt a strong sense of purpose, knowing that no matter what challenges life brought, I was ready to face them with the lessons I had learned and the support of those around me. In that moment, I understood that overcoming challenges wasn't just about my own achievements. It was about helping others, creating a wave of hope and strength. I felt thankful for everything I had experienced and was excited for the path ahead. As I looked up at the stars shining in the night sky, a sense of calm washed over me. The future looked full of possibilities, and I was ready to face it with open arms. With my community by my side, I knew we could continue to make a difference, one step at a time. And so, my story concludes. A story of hope, strength, and the power of coming together. This brings us to the end of the video. That story deeply moved me, and I'm sure it has touched you as well. I believe you also found it inspiring and enjoyable. See you soon, family.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share for more videos.